What an honor it is to have the opportunity to initiate yet another Conquistador Podcast. Today, as always, I'm joined by my friend, mentor, and partner, Mr. Hubert Humphrey, to whom I salute this morning. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. Good to be with you again.
Thank you so much for always being here, sharing value. You know, one of the secrets, I believe, to building a huge organization is making sure that the people you're bringing into your crusade, your movement, is making money, or is generating income. And you have focus always in making sure that, people that are coming into business, that they're reaching the $25,000 income, like, in such a rapid speed, then moving to 50,000 and 100,000 and 200,000 and 500,000 and 1 million. And we have some people that are on track to do even a 9 figures, 10 million. Because that's the potential of this business. You've proved it in the past. Why is this so important? Obviously, I mean, it almost makes sense, but there's probably a lot of the not easy to see reasons as to why you've got to focus on bringing somebody into your business and helping them make money fast. In your words, why is that so important?
Well, the key is that you've got to in whatever model you happen to be in, whether you're in some kind of you're opening up stores, or you're opening up branch territories, or you're opening up brokerages or an agency or whatever it is. In our model, we call them base shops. We bring in entrepreneurs and help them move up our promotion ladder. We treat everybody as if they're an RMD, which is sort of our general agency brokerage type level. We treat everybody as that you're an RMD trainee or an RMD. That's the only kind of people you got. And you bring that new blood in, keep it through, and run a system where they all move up the ladder. You got a good incentive program, but you got to keep that lifeblood coming in there. And again, if you're really trying to grow bigger income, the bigger the people flow equals cash flow. That's the model. And if you keep the right number of people coming in, larger numbers of people, it's going to produce larger production, which is going to produce larger incomes for everybody and cash flow for everybody. And that's the key. If you're running a business and you're not going to go any faster or any bigger than the people that you've got on your team making their dreams come true. The best way to make something great is to go out and help lots of people make their dreams come true at the base level. The newest guy, if his dreams come true, guess what? The company becomes great. I remember when the A.L. Williams was started. People like me could come into the business, leave my career on the railroad where I'd never made much money in my life, and all of a sudden I get into a business and I could make $100,000, $200,000, $1 million, $4, $5, $6 million a year. Well, obviously the companies and a lot of other people were starting to copy me, and they were making that kind of money too. Well, that ends up equaling a great company. It changes history. It dominates industries. But it was because everybody in there was making good income. So you got to produce good income for everybody. Now, it goes without saying that the products and services that you market through your outlets, through your people, have got to be something that the consumers out there need, want, and it helps benefit them with great solutions. So the whole thing is synced together in perfect business harmony, and you build those big production teams. And by the way, you don't just go build a big production team and now you've got a permanent build team. They're either growing or dying, just like every human being is either growing or dying, and your business is either getting bigger or smaller. So you gotta have a system whereby building that big production team always continues. You always got to have new blood coming in, new promotions coming out. In our business, the best way to multiply happiness in our business is to divide it. As people come out, we're creating our equals, and we're out spinning out these other RMD based shops. And next thing you know, we got 10, 20, 50, 100, thousands of them around the country building their own businesses within a business. That's another mentality that we use to keep building these big teams. We're not just building a whole bunch of stuff for the company. We're building these people for these people, and the company benefits from it. It's just a sort of a reverse mentality that most people work for. Most people go recruit people to a company. They go work for a company, and they get a little bit of money for working with that company, or a little bit of commissions for working with that company. Here, you're building your own business within a business, and we're able to share in it, and I like that. We're just sort of a co-op of a bunch of independent business people who are running a cooperative, a co-op. They got the economies of scale and power, and to do things they never could have done on their own, to eliminate all the normal startup problems and all the challenges that face most people. It causes them to fail in business. We try to eliminate all that in our world. So we're able to, per capita, we give more entrepreneurs a chance to succeed here than most any business, because we got so many things out there in their favor that eliminates the obstacles and accentuates the success keys that they can follow.
Absolutely. Now, it goes without saying that when you focus on building and generating high income, you then to generate that means that you're doing things right, that you're following a system, that you've developed the fire and habit we spoke about yesterday, and then people begin to follow success because you are leaving the clues. But I want to elaborate a little bit deeper on the concept of building big production teams. It's not just you making a lot of money, but building big production teams. And I don't know if you would find this as a good exercise to take us back to how you actually build a big production team, because it's not, going from being a railroad conductor to generating dozens of millions of dollars, not just for yourself. I mean, if you did for yourself, it means that a lot of people in your hierarchy were making a lot of money for you to be able to do that in the first place. And so, but how do you went about doing that?
Well, I'm gonna show a picture right quick. They probably can't see it real well, but they see this image here. See this image here. This is from like 1985. Was sort of a diagram of the Humphrey Worldwide Network, which was a big part of the A.O. Williams business. This was nothing but my leaders. There's about 5,000 leaders running base shops that we had, with about 50 to 60,000 active coded agents at any given time in this model here. Now, it didn't just happen in one time. It was something that I started by myself part-time. Then I recruited a few who recruited a few. I had a little bit of success, six-figure income for the first time in my life, and then next thing you know, I'm taking the company out west, and I'm opening up. I moved to Denver, and we go out there, and we just start recruiting people from all walks of life. And see, our model is designed for lots of people doing a little bit, and a few that do a lot. That's the leaders, and so we go through the law of high numbers. And we don't go prejudge them. We don't have all these aptitude tests and these efficiency experts and human relations department go scan all these resumes to see if that's the ones we want. No, if you're a good person and you don't have a criminal background, you come into business, we're going to give you a chance. We recruit them all and let the system sort them out, and we give every entrepreneur a chance. And by doing that, we get these railroad conductors that can do something great. Football coaches like Art Williams that can build something great. Refugees from Vietnam like Swan Nguyen, who could come in and end up making millions and millions of dollars a year, couldn't even speak English. Took a year or so to pass the exam. But we have all these people from all walks of life, and the system sorts them out. You got some who come in and make a few sales. 1 or 2 sales a month, and maybe 1 or 2 sales a quarter, 2 or 3 sales a year. We have lots of people that do nothing. The great thing about our system, we will allow you to fail. We'll allow you to do nothing. Now, after a little while, we don't have to sit there and fire you. We don't have to sit there and do anything. You just, if you're going to be inactive, you're just going to fade away. And I've seen people fade away and come back. That's why we have a revolving door here, because all we're doing is giving potential entrepreneurs a chance to come in and be an entrepreneur, and some are ready, some aren't. We just go through the numbers, and that's how we've done. If you look at our hierarchy, if you look at our companies we've built, it's just Well, for example, in A.L. Williams, in that 14 years that Art and I were there together, we brought in 1.5 million recruits. And out of that 1.5 million recruits, we had about, just around, a little over 300,000 of them got an insurance license. About 100,000 of them got a securities license. Now, as you distill that down, it ended up being about 75 or 80,000 people that probably made a life sale along the way in that period of time. And there were probably 20, 25,000 that made a security sale. But we went through a large number of people to distill it down to that core group. But all those other people who didn't do a lot were valuable. They gained financial education. Most of them became clients. I mean, if you got 1.5 million recruits, and just because 1.2 million of them never get a license, that's still 1.2 million people that referred you to somebody else, that bought the product from you, and several of them, one at a time here or there, started to get more active when the timing was right. So we built a business that looked like that. We look like the United States, sort of a melting pot of all these different kinds of people, and tremendous. We were one of the first companies to really go out and get all the various other ethnic groups out there. We not only built in, when we were in the South in Georgia, we had mostly just good people from the South and Caucasians, some African Americans. But as I moved out west, we started bringing in Hispanics. And the next thing you know, we were in California. I was bringing in Vietnamese, the Koreans, Chinese, Filipinos, Hispanics, and Indians. And so we were like the United Nations of marketing. That's how we built our big group out there. We're doing the things that a lot of companies wish they could do. A lot of them wish that they could bring in younger people. They wish they could bring in these ethnic groups, and most companies don't know how to do it. But we mastered that 35 years ago. And so that's what we do. It's like the old Marine. There's an old Marine motto that says, "Kill them all and let God sort them out." Well, we don't want to kill anybody, but our system is recruit them all and let's let the system sort them out. We don't sit there and prejudge people, and like I said, because there's never been a machine, a test, or a computer invented that can look into the heart of a man or a woman and see if they're going to be a good entrepreneur or not, if they're going to be a winner or not. You just got to give them a chance. And that's how we've built these big production teams. Now, that's a little unorthodox. That's a little different than what most companies do, but that's why we wanted to do it. We didn't want to go do what most companies did, because if you keep doing what you've been doing, you're going to keep getting what you've been getting. Right. And that the industry needed new blood. It needed a change. It needed something like what we brought into it all these years ago. And all you got to do is look at what's happened to the industry the last 30, 40 years. It's adapted almost everything that we started years ago. It's become their norm.
Yeah, well, I think this is probably more true today than it's ever been before when we talk about, the ethnic groups and bringing in new blood. There's so many people exiting because of age, the industry, right? Well, there's 200,000 potential clients out there, probably more. And maybe 300,000 total life licensed agents in the country. So right now it's probably the best opportunity to go out there and build big production teams in this type of industry.
Mauricio, one of the things I've been doing this a long time, but all of a sudden now we have a bigger market than we ever had. We built all these big companies and we recruited millions of people. But we sit here now with a bigger potential opportunity facing us than we ever had before. There's 100 million more people that live in the United States than did when we started A.L. Williams in 1978, in late 77, early 78. There's 100 million more people. That's a pretty big increase in your market right there.
Absolutely.
And then you've got you got so many more people out there who need it. Now back then we were a much younger country. We had 77 million baby boomers, ages 20 to 34. My second company, years later, the baby boomers were 30 to 45, and that became the predominant thing. But nowadays, America is an aging nation. We've moved where the average age of this people it's not 32 or 3 now. It's not 40. It's in the 40s. It's headed toward 50. We're probably just 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 years before there'll be more people over the age of 50 than there is under. Mm-hmm. That's where we're headed soon. So the demographic tides have changed. And that means, one, the older you are, there's more money. You've been living longer, so you had a chance to make more money, to accumulate more money, and you have more urgency in your tax planning, more urgency in your retirement planning, all kind of demographics. But nowadays we've got we got like 4 giant oceans that we can fish in. We've certainly got the aging senior market out there that's like 70, 75 and up. And then we've got the baby boomers, which are between 55 and 70 plus, and every 10 seconds one becomes 70. That's still that 77 million or the remnants of that is still out there. Then you got the Generation X and the Generation Y. And look at the Generation Z coming. And then you got all these new Americans still coming into the United States constantly. That's sort of the lifeblood of this country. And so we've got an ever-growing need for different kind of opportunities, different kind of products, solutions, etc. And at the very same time, all this tremendous increase is going on. The average age of the insurance professional out there, so-called professional, is age 58 and higher. The middle America still has not recovered from the great crash of 2009 and 10, where it lost 75% of the baby boomers' wealth. They haven't recovered from that yet, and so there's people. And because of the issues that get on top of it, sometimes people drop their life insurance and say, "Well, I'll get it later." So right now, we probably have less than 35% of the adult people in this country probably are insured. Mm-hmm. At all, and probably only about 10 or 15% are properly insured. So we got a big problem in that there's a big need for protection and retirement planning and tax strategies, and the products we sell at the very same time when the industry is losing its agents who are retiring, and we're the only real great. Other companies recruit people. But we've always been the great new source and entryway to new blood coming into this industry. And so now the people that are looking for the right place to be, of all the places that you want to be in financial services. All the big Wall Street firms up there, all you got to do is watch they're packaging money deals and getting investors. Mm-hmm. They're all looking to invest in companies and that have powerful distribution channels into financial services. So this is the place to be. This is the industry to be. It's always been a great industry, but man, it's a hot industry today, and it needs people that know how to build big production teams. This is the place to be, and we've got the system to aggregate all these people and help them have the best shot at becoming successful. There's many of the little these smaller groups all across the country out there were splinter groups that learned and cut their teeth in A.L. Williams or in WMA and have splintered off out there and doing their own little thing. So we're the source, either in big companies or splintering off. We're the source of most of the growth in the industry for the last several years. This is the place to be.
Well, it sounds like not only do we have the opportunity here to build something big, to build a big production team with the original architect of the system, but it also sounds like the land has never been more fertile to be able to build something big in the financial services industry. And that ties in right into the sponsor of this podcast, which is Hegemon Group International. You've heard me say and invite you to check out the opportunity that Hegemon Group International has for us by going to HCIopportunity.com. We've made it very easy for you to remember so that you can go there now and listen to the presentation, listen to the case that is being made by the CEO and why we believe this is the opportunity you need to get involved in if you really want to be in a fertile land opportunity where you can go and build big production teams and go from where you are today not just financially, but in many other areas of your life to where you want to be. So I'll repeat once again, check out the opportunity that Hegemon Group International has by going to heiopportunity.com. Thank you, Hubert, as always, for all this great value that you share with us every single day. Can't wait for the next podcast, which will be tomorrow. Do not miss it. Hubert, see you soon.
All right. See you tomorrow.
Warning, this podcast may change the way you think about business, entrepreneurship, and money forever. The Conquistador Podcast was created for dreamers, entrepreneurs, and leaders who want to conquer their future. To be an epic entrepreneur, you must adopt the right mental paradigms as well as master the art of selling, marketing, and finance.